friends, it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a card using Lawn Fawn's new I Like Cute Moths with Fairy Friends, Oh Gnome, and Gleeful Gardens. I've stamped my images with Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink on alcohol marker friendly cardstock, and I'm going to be coloring with my Copic markers. My first combo is a soft buttery yellow. I'm using Y00, Y000, and Y11. I'm going to do the wings of the moth on top in this combo. I'll also do a little accent on the wings of the moth on the lower part. I want to tie those colors in on this scene, and I am starting with Y11 towards the center behind the body where the body would be casting a shadow, and then blending out with the lighter two shades. I'm also going to use that Y000 to add a little bit of shading to the spots on my mushrooms. Then I'm going to darken that up to a nice golden yellow. I'm going to keep that Y11 and add in YR21 and YR23. I'm going to do the little moon shapes on the top moth's wings. I'll also do the moon that is up above and all of the stars. I also did the dots on the lower part of the moth's wings with this combo. And I am starting with that YR23, then blending out with the YR21. That's going to give me that really nice golden hue. And then once I add in that Y11, it's going to really warm up that combo. I think it looks so nice and pretty. So I'll just blend out that moon. And then I will quickly add that to all of my tiny stars as well so that they match. Then I'm going to switch to kind of some periwinkle shades. I'm using B60, B63, and B66. And I'm going to do the body of my first moth, starting with that B66 and laying in a little shadow around the edges of the head. Since both of these moths are facing completely forward, I'm going to do the shadows equally on both the left and the right. I also put a little shadow on the body right under the head because the head would be casting a shadow there, and also on the little legs. And then I'm also going to color in the petals of this daisy looking flower over on the far right. And again, I'm placing that B66 closest to the center and toward the middle of each of the petals, and then blending out with the B63. I'm going to fill in the two petals that are kind of on the underside with the B63, but for the top petals, I'm going to add in that B60. And then I'm going to go back in with an extra little bit of that B66 and just add a bit more definition to the centers of those petals, and then blend back out in the reverse. And then I'll also fill in some of the details on the wing of the second moth, just so that the color palette is really tied well together for this scene that I have in mind. I'm going to keep the B66 and add in B69 and B79 to do the little ears or antenna on the moth. I put the B79 down first on the lower outer edge and then blended up in the reverse toward the top. And then I'm going to switch to V00, V01, and V04 for the body of my second moth. So I'm taking that V04 and doing my shadows just like I did on the first one around the outer edges of the face, on that kind of neck area and along the little legs. And I'm also going to add this to the kind of corners of the top of the wing of the first moth. Again, I just want to really tie this color palette together so that everything feels really united. So once I have the V04 laid in, I blend it out with the V01, and then I'm using that V000 for a nice highlight I'll also do the center of the daisy looking flower. Again, just putting those shadows down toward the lower right and blending toward the top. And then just like I did with the first moth, I'm going to keep that V04 and add in 2 darker shades. I'm bringing in V05 and V06 for the little antenna on the second moth. So the antenna will just be a little bit darker than the actual body of the moth. And then I'm also going to color in my smaller mushroom with this combo, placing that V06 toward the bottom and then a little bit up the left side, and then blending out with the V05. And then I started blending out with the V04, but realized I wanted just a little bit of a lighter highlight at the top, so I brought that V01 back in to finish that off. Switching to some blue tones, I'm using B000 with B21 and B23 for the outer edges of my second moth's wings. Just adding a little bit of that B23 right up close to that butter yellow section. And then I'm blending that out with the B21. Sticking really close to that edge though, because I want most of that wing to be the B000. I want it to be really nice and pale. And then I'll just fill that in carefully around the details that I have already done. I'll also use this combo for the bell-shaped flowers. I'm starting with my B23 and adding in a little bit of detail to those, and then blending out along those lines with the B21. And then I'm going to soften that even further by filling in the flowers with the B000. I'll go back in and kind of emphasize that detail with the B23 and just repeat that process once again. And then I decided I actually wanted like a third little line in the center of those. So I went back and added that and just blended back out in the reverse until I was happy with how that was looking. And I'm also going to use this combo for my mushroom stems. I really wanted to keep this color palette really simple and adhere to just a couple of colors that I had in mind. So I didn't want to introduce any like browns or grays or anything else. So I just decided to use the blue tones. And then for the mushroom cap of my larger mushroom, I decided to go back to that golden yellow combo. Again, I just didn't want to bring in any additional combos except for the greens that I'm going to use for all of the stems and leaves. So I just went back to that combo and I really like how that looked. And then for that greenery, I'm going to bring in G00, G02 and G03, and I am going to add a little bit of that G03 in first. I decided to color the stems in completely with the G03 because it ended up being a little bit lighter than I wanted, so I'm going to add a little bit of definition in a minute. But I'm going to add that on the stems and then a little bit toward the base of each of the leaves. I did not color the first little stem down in the center on the lower row fully, so I will go back and just fill that in quickly. And then I'm going to start blending out with the G02. My G02 was pretty dry, so it didn't blend out very much, but I'm going to continue that with the G00 and just fill in the rest of those leaves. But as I mentioned, the contrast just wasn't there for me. I felt like the other images had a bit more contrast and I wanted the green shades to be as vibrant as the rest of the coloring. So I brought in G07 and added that on the stems and the base of the leaves just to add a bit of depth there. And I was much, much happier with that. That was definitely what it was missing. And then I just went back with the G03 and blended out that G07 into the rest of the leaves. I didn't even bother with the other green shades. I just left it as is. And all that's left is to add some rosy cheeks to my two moths using R20 and R22. A little R22 first, and then blending the edges out with the R20, and then I can trim all of these images out with their matching dies. For my focal panel, I'm going to use some pattern paper from the brand new Stripes and Sprinkles Autumn 6x6 pad. So I'm going to tear out this tone-on-tone polka dot and trim that out with the largest of the small stitch rounded rectangle stackables. I keep my large and small together, so that was the largest of the small. And then I'm going to darken up the edges with some black soot Distress Oxide ink. So all those edges are going to be really nice and dark, which is going to emphasize the stitching detail along the perimeter. And then I'm going to leave the center to be the plain pattern paper, but I am going to add some splatter to this. I'm using my Gansai Tambi Starry Colors, and I'm going to splatter the pearlized shade first. So I just spritzed a little bit of water into there, mixed it up to make it fluid, and then tap that all over the background. And then I'm also going to do this with one of the gold shades. And I'll just keep splattering until I'm happy with how that background is looking. It's going to really sparkle when you tip it into the light, especially as that paint dries. So I'm going to set that aside for now and work on my sentiment. I'm adding a scrap of black licorice cardstock into my MISTI, treating that with my Rabbit Hole Designs powder tool to eliminate any static cling. And then I'm going to ink up my sentiment using Versamark ink. I'm using Happy Birthday from Oh Gnome, and I stamped that down twice to make sure it was going to be nice and bold, and then I'm going to coat that with some Lawn Fawn white embossing powder. Then I will heat up my heat gun off to the side for about 60 seconds, and then I like to bring that to both the front and the back so that it eliminates some of the warping and also doesn't scorch that embossing powder, so it stays nice and bright white. Then I can pop my insert for the inside of my card into my MISTI. I'm using Lawn Fawn Dolphin cardstock and stamping in Storm Cloud ink. And all of the images as well as the sentiment are from the I Like Cute Moths stamp set. Now I'm ready to start assembling, so I'm going to take the card base that I've created out of some black licorice cardstock from Lawn Fawn, and I'm going to glue that insert to the inside with the jumbo glue tube. And then I'll take that pattern paper and I'm going to glue that to the card front. So that'll be nice and flat on the card. So I'm just making sure to line that up so it's nice and straight on there, and then press that down into place. And then I can bring in my images. And I have popped all of my images up on foam tape, even the tiny little stars. So I just took some time to cut that foam tape down. It's Scotch 3M foam tape. And now I can start to arrange this little scene. And I'm kind of working from the center outward. So I have my two moths and then my sentiment that I just trimmed down into a little strip that is going to go between them. And then I have that moon that I'm going to place on its side up above. So I am going to peel off the release papers from that foam tape once I have those where I think I want them, but I'm not pressing down firmly yet in case I need to shift them slightly. So I'm just gently setting them down on that pattern paper. And then once I have that first row kind of centered in the middle of the card, I can start to add in the other images. And again, I'm not peeling off the release tape yet. I want to be sure that I know where everything is going to go before I commit. And this way I can adjust as needed and just shift things a little bit so that everything fits really well. I want this to be very balanced and even on both sides. So I'm just continuing to fill in until I know that I like how it's looking. So I have got everything arranged now except for the tiny stars. And once I'm happy and have everything laid out just how I want it, I can start to commit and remove those release papers and adhere everything down. I'm still setting things down kind of gently though, just in case something needs shifted just slightly to make it really nicely balanced, but I'm pretty happy with this design, so I'm just working my way kind of counterclockwise and adhering everything down, and then once I'm satisfied I can kind of press everything into place. So now I just have those stars, and there are 3 different sizes. So I'm taking one of the larger ones and adding it to the bottom in between the 2 branches of greenery to kind of mimic the moon at the top. And then for the rest of the stars, I'm kind of just filling in any little gaps, making sure to spread those nice bright pops of golden yellow around the scene. Some of it is still balanced, like I did put like equal sizes in the 4 corners, but other ones in the center are a little bit random. And then of course I'm going to add a bit of glitter to this card, so I'm bringing in my favorite embellishment, Stardust Stickles, and I'm going to add that to the moon and all of the stars. I also wanted it to be on my moths, so I put it on the moons and the little dots on their wings. And then I also put it on the details of the bell-shaped flower and on the center of the other daisy type flower and on the little dots of the mushrooms. And that is going to complete this card. So I will lift that up so you can see all of the detail, hopefully catch some of that sparkle and shine, and I'll give you another peek at the inside. If you enjoyed this one, it will also be on the Lawn Fawn blog and YouTube channel today, so you can check it out again over there. And please be sure to give the video a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you thought of it. I'd love to hear from you guys. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can ring that notification bell if you want to be alerted when I post new videos. All the products I used will be listed and linked in the description bar below in case you'd like to pick up anything for yourself. And if you'd like to keep watching, here are 2 extra videos I thought you might also enjoy. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you soon in the next. Bye-bye.